Wednesday, May 22nd, 2019. Bitcoin sideways action overnight edges into top formation patterns. Can our indicators reveal the impending direction? This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. A quick look at our disclaimer here. You can pause the video to read through it. Not financial advice, just market observation against a very specific trading plan. If you'd like to learn more about that trading plan, go and get the free chapter from our website, digitalcurrencytraders.com, and I'll talk more about our alert service at the end of this video. When we jump into the price of Bitcoin, we can see that over the past 24 hours, it's pretty benign action. Kind of went sideways, and the RSI kind of floated sideways and hasn't given us much of any kind of direction here when we look at it from this view. However, when we step back and we're looking at these four charts that I marked up yesterday, we can see that my uptrend lines were broken in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Stellar. And so it's important to be watching more closely for a top formation from where we left off yesterday. So yesterday we closed off with, I think what would say the most important observation was on the 4-hour time frame, when we were watching that the RSI is diverging against this top formation here. We are making a potential top formation, no doubt about it. And yet the RSI is starting to show some strength off of these levels, supporting more of a bullish stance at the same time. So it's coming to the point of this triangle just like the price is. So a break above this triangle on strength on this would be bullish, and I would expect that we are going to continue on the parabolic move upward. And that's a really small indicator to base a whole judgment on, so that there has to come in stages now as we're breaking up past these levels, coming back and retest and then blasting up higher. And the RSI is going to have to confirm that all the way along. On the other side, of course, is that if the RSI starts to break below this upward trend line as prices are breaking, there's our confirmation that it's time to ease out, take profits on any long positions that you're in, and maybe start to feather in some potential short positions. And that's according to our risk control rules that we don't really go over in this video. Let's go to the next indicator and zoom back out to our 4-hour time frame. When we're looking at the on-balance volume, this isn't as bullish. On balance, we have more selling going on in the 4-hour time frame over this last little tip here, and I was wanting to see that this would be more on balance buying. So greater red, while this is breaking, there's more confirmation, and the RSI will probably confirm that at the same time. I'm going to zoom in to the 1-hour time frame. It's a bit different here, where we get the big dumping going on here, logical. And then we have some buying, a little bit of dumping, and then on balance, a trickle of buying on the 1-hour time frame all the way along here. So it doesn't quite look the same as the 4-hour time frame. And that is the essence of confirmational bias, where you want it to go higher and you're looking for whatever time frame to say what you are going to want to see. So we go through all these indicators and the chart patterns so that we try to filter out that confirmational bias. Going on now to the MACD indicator, let's zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, and we can see that the histograms are still negative and growing. The green is still below the red and has to cross over. The histogram has to cross over to positive if this is going to be going up in parabolic from here. This has to switch over. So that it isn't is more confirmation to the bearish side, especially if we're getting to the tip of this triangle and it starts to break and this is widening. We know the RSI is weakening and the on-balance volume is increasing negative. Those are all bearish signs. They have to switch otherwise. When we look at the 1-hour time frame of the Ichimoku cloud, we can see that we had a twist to the bullish side here, and we're still hovering just at the tip of the cloud. This would have to break lower and twist to the red side, have the conversion line break over the baseline, crossover, and that would confirm the bearish. All of it is still in the middle, no confirmation either side. We're just looking for what would be the confirmation as it starts to go. And of course, we'll continue to watch the 4, because as these are confirming and breaking below these levels, at the same time that it's all adding into the bearish view right at this tip of the point. And it's also what happens in an ascending wedge triangle as we're going to a parabolic breakout. If this is what it is, this isn't abnormal yet. And so action has to be feathered and don't put on your full position on these kind of breaks right now. Feather your way in, there's time. It's going to go bigger if it's going to go. So don't jump in fully at the point of these triangles here like this. Let's take a look at the alt versus Bitcoin. So now we have Bitcoin, Litecoin versus Bitcoin, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and Stellar versus Bitcoin. This is important because I want to know if the alts are going to crash when Bitcoin does something. If it's going up, what's the alts going to do? If it's going down, what's the alts going to do? We try to look inside that by observing the Bitcoin dominance chart here. And we know that since the beginning of April, Bitcoin dominance has been on generally an uptrend. It was making a bearish flag and poking down below that. As we're testing to these areas, the Bitcoin dominance is going to give us a direction one way or another. It's going to top out and start to pull back, or it's going to be breaking above these levels and staying in this trend, and we'll watch that. The other couple of charts we're watching is this altcoin market cap versus dominance. I'm just getting used to this, but you can see the correlation here that on April the 1st, the altcoin market cap versus dominance went down pretty much exactly as the prices of average of all the altcoins did, this parabolic move down. Then on May the 13th, we hit a bottom and bounced and consolidated, as many of the cryptos did. A really nice surge, and then they've consolidated. The question is this a top formation? And the alts are going to continue on their downtrend as Bitcoin dominance increases? And that's what will happen. If Bitcoin dominance increases, this will go down. And that's what we're watching for to see if this is a top formation and if Bitcoin dominance is now bouncing off of this and starting to its trend continuing. Altcoin market cap overall, we can see, has made some pretty good strides since April. It's not matching quite the same as the other charts, except that we have such an uptrend line here now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points on this uptrend line that a break of that trend line is something I want to watch and observe, and I have no idea. I'm not expecting it to be coming back. I'm expecting altcoin market cap to continue to grow, because if we look at this 5-year view, we can see the volume under the altcoins is like nothing we've ever seen before in the history of the altcoins, and yet we're coming out of historical bottoms. So I'm expecting a crazy altcoin bull move, and we'll have to see how that unfolds. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said we would wrap up with some more details about our alerts package, but one last thing about the overall crypto alts is here on May 20th, yes, 2 days ago, we did a full scan. We can see the color coding where orange and red is bearish, gray is neutral, green and yellow is bullish. And most of the observations are still pretty bearish to maybe neutral using our basic trading plan. We can see that only 4 or 5 markets are buys or alerts. 12 of them are near fails, 9 are fails, and 25 are neutral. So the altcoins overall are still not turned to a full bull market yet. We'll observe those over time. And as you may know, we have an alerts package over on digitalcurrencytraders.com where you can easily stay current in over 250 cryptocurrency markets without spending hours scanning all the charts. And what you'll get is a transparent plan. You can go and download the free chapter from the website and start learning more about it. You can get a great deal on the book, which is the textbook used for this trading plan. And this is essentially what you'll get. This is the Binance Market Alerts right now. We can see here that we get the date of the alert, the trade type, and you learn more about that when you sign up. Here's our target entry, our profit target, and we talk about how we take profits in this and in the training. Here's our emergency stop loss and what risk you would take if you were to put the trade on at the target entry and it came back and hit that emergency stop loss. And so as you're getting these trade alerts, you also get a screenshot so that you can see the chart pattern. And right now we have 29 markets in Binance that I'll be going over right away now and doing a video on for our members so that we can see which ones are good opportunities. So for example, yesterday AST broke out. So we can go and take a look at our screenshot of the alert before the breakout. And here's our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Exponential moving average is just about to cross over. So we set our entry range if it's going stronger. And we talk about our entry and exit rules. But let's dig into that chart just for a quick second here and go look at AST and see what actually happened with that. Here's the after after the alert has been triggered, we can see the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, good strong volume. So our trade has been triggered and it's profitable for now. We're still watching it at this early stages to see if it's a fake out breakout and going to pull back, and should we exit this trade, or should we float along with it and watch and see if there's a position to add on to this trade. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, head over to digitalcurrencytraders.com and we'd be happy to hook you up. Let's go back to Bitcoin prices and zoom into our 4, where we can watch all of them more closely as we're really testing these boundaries on this top formation now in all 4 of these markets. Really key times to be paying attention. Great to have you along for this live stream. Hopefully you're joining us over on our Discord chat, where we can continue talking about the price of Bitcoin as this formation unfolds. That wraps it up for this episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. Look forward to seeing how this unfolds over the next 24 hours.